Want to speak real Czech from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at czechclass101.com.
Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Těší mě. Hi, I'm Veronika. Nice to meet you. In this series, you are going to learn basic Czech expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you are going to learn how to introduce yourself in Czech. You'll start speaking right away, but first, it's important to clarify that in Czech, there is a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Czech people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Ráda tě poznávám. Hi, I'm Veronika. Nice to meet you. Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Ráda tě poznávám. For males, the form of ráda changes to rád. Ahoj, já jsem Petr. Rád tě poznávám. Hi, I'm Petr. Nice to meet you. Ahoj, já jsem Petr. Rád tě poznávám. Start by saying ahoj, já jsem. Then say your name. Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Finally say ráda tě poznávám if you are a female or rád tě poznávám if you are a male. Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Ráda tě poznávám. Ahoj, já jsem Petr. Rád tě poznávám. And now let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Dobrý den, já jsem Veronika Nová. Ráda vás poznávám. Good day, I'm Veronika Nová. Nice to meet you. Dobrý den, já jsem Veronika Nová. Ráda vás poznávám. And again, the form of ráda changes to rád for males. Dobrý den, já jsem Petr Nový. Rád vás poznávám. Hi, I'm Petr Nový. Nice to meet you. Dobrý den. Já jsem Petr Nový. Rád vás poznávám. So what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these expressions together. Ahoj has been substituted with the formal greeting Dobrý den, Czech for good day. Já jsem Veronika has not been changed. Já jsem simply means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Veronika Nová. Here you would say your full name. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from tě poznávám to vás poznávám. What changes is the Czech word for you in the accusative case. In a formal sentence, we use the more polite word vás. One more time, the informal way to introduce yourself in Czech is Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Ráda tě poznávám, for females. And Ahoj, já jsem Petr. Rád tě poznávám, for males. The formal way to introduce yourself is Dobrý den, já jsem Veronika Nová. Ráda vás poznávám, for females. And Dobrý den, já jsem Petr Nový. Rád vás poznávám, for males. Now it's time for Veronika's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. If you are not sure whether to use ráda tě poznávám, rád tě poznávám, ráda vás poznávám, or rád vás poznávám, just say simply těší mě. As I said at the beginning of this lesson, těší mě means I am pleased to meet you. If you use the correct sentence with Czech people, they're definitely going to be impressed. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying děkuju. In this lesson, you will learn some of the most common greetings used in the Czech Republic. Připraveni? Are you ready? Tak začneme. So let's start. The most common informal greeting is ahoj. Ahoj. Ahoj means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. The most common formal greetings will change depending on the time of day. Let's start with Dobrý den. Dobrý den. Literally, Dobrý den means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use Dobrý den only during the daytime, from late morning until early evening. In the morning, we say Dobré ráno, which means good morning. Dobré ráno. During the evening, we say Dobrý večer. Dobrý večer. Den, ráno, and večer are Czech for day, morning, and evening, respectively. Easy, right? Dobrý is the form of the adjective used in combination with masculine nouns, and dobré is the form we use with neuter nouns. It means good. What should you say when you leave? Czech people usually say na shledanou when leaving in a formal situation. Na shledanou. Na shledanou means goodbye. If we say goodbye to friends or our relatives, we use the informal word ahoj. Ahoj. Maybe you have already noticed, but informal hello and goodbye are the same in Czech. In both situations, we simply say ahoj. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Czech. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say ahoj. Formally, use dobré ráno in the morning, dobrý den in the afternoon, and dobrý večer in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say na shledanou. And in an informal situation, it's ahoj. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Veronica's insights. You can also hear other greetings in the Czech Republic. For example, young people might use nazdar for hello when they meet each other. It is also very common to use the word čau for both hello and goodbye in informal situations. But I'm sure you could guess what it means if you happen to hear it in the streets. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Czech. Do you remember them? In this lesson, you are going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Czech, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you are saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the informal way to say it. Mluvíš anglicky? Mluvíš anglicky? In Czech, verbs change depending on the person that they refer to. The first word is the verb mluvíš, which means to speak. Because it is referring to the second person, you, it is conjugated to mluvíš. And you probably recognize anglicky to be English, though anglicky is not a noun but an adverb. Mluvíš anglicky? We're now going to make this sentence formal. The person which the verb refers to is going to change to the formal version of you. Because of this, the verb will be conjugated differently. It becomes mluvíte instead of mluvíš, like in the informal version. Everything else stays the same. Mluvíte anglicky? Mluvíte anglicky? If you add promiňte, excuse me, the sentence becomes even more polite. Promiňte, mluvíte anglicky? Promiňte, mluvíte anglicky? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ano, yes, ano. Trochu, a little. Trochu. Ne, nemluvím anglicky. No, I don't speak English. Ne, nemluvím anglicky. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to attach ne to the verb mluvit. Notice also that the form mluvím is slightly different than mluvit. Remember, the verb changes depending on the person it refers to. We are now talking about ourselves. Thus, I do not speak is nemluvím. Now it's time for Veronica's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, You can obviously use this question with any language you need. Czech people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute anglicky with italsky for Italian, rusky for Russian, španělsky for Spanish, francouzsky for French, and so on. In the last lesson, you learned some words to use when you are apologizing in Czech, including promiňte and omlouvám se. In this lesson, you will learn numbers in Czech. Yes, numbers, čísla, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. Za 3 minuty. Are you ready? Let's start. Jedna, jedna, dva, dva, tři, tři, čtyři, čtyři, pět, pět, šest, šest, sedm, sedm, osm, osm, devět, devět, deset, deset. Okay, now repeat after me. I will say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. Jedna, dva, tři, čtyři, pět, šest, sedm, osm, devět, deset. Great job! Do you know what comes before jedna? It's right, it's nula. Nula. You don't have any more excuses. You can now give your friends your phone number in Czech. Let's try together. We will use the phrase moje telefonní číslo je, which means my number is, moje telefonní číslo je, moje telefonní číslo je 2 8 1 8 6 4 1 6 8. It's 2 8 1 8 6 4 1 6 8. Perfect. Now it's time for Veronica's insights. Jedna and dva can actually have 3 different forms. We use the forms jedna and dvě when counting feminine nouns. For example, jedna květina meaning 1 flower and dvě květiny meaning 2 flowers. Jeden and dva are used with masculine nouns. For example, jeden strom meaning 1 tree and dva stromy meaning 2 trees. Jedno and dvě are the forms for counting neuter nouns. For example, jedno dítě meaning 1 child, dvě děti meaning 2 children. Notice that dvě is the form for feminine as well as neuter nouns. Other numbers starting from 3, which means 3, do not change their forms depending on gender. In the last lesson, you learned how to count in Czech. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy today. You are going to learn how to go shopping in the Czech Republic. Before you go, you need to know how to say how much is it. Kolik to stojí? Kolik to stojí? Are you ready to go shopping in the Czech Republic? Let's go. Let's say you see something you like and want to ask the shop clerk how much it costs. The first thing to say to a shop clerk is promiňte. Do you remember what that means? It's excuse me. Promiňte, kolik to stojí. Promiňte, kolik to stojí. If you want to be more specific when asking how much is this and refer to a certain type of object, you first need to drop the word to. Next, you need to know if the object is a masculine, feminine, or neuter object. If it is a masculine, add ten. when referring to it, or ta for a feminine object and to for a neuter one. And then say the noun. For example, hat is a masculine noun, klobouk. So the sentence is, promiňte, kolik stojí ten klobouk? Excuse me, how much is this hat? Promiňte, kolik stojí ten klobouk? And skirt is a feminine noun, sukně. Promiňte, kolik stojí ta sukně? Excuse me, how much is this skirt? Promiňte, kolik stojí ta sukně? Finally, car is a neuter noun, auto. So you would say, promiňte, kolik stojí to auto? Excuse me, how much is this car? Promiňte, kolik stojí to auto? At this point, the shop clerk can answer by saying stojí to, and then the price followed by crowns, korun. For example, stojí to 39 korun. Stojí to 39 korun. What number is 39? I'm not telling you. Okay, it's 39. It costs 39 crowns. Now it's time for Veronica's insights. If you are buying a few things and you want to know what the final price of everything together will be, you can ask, kolik to dělá dohromady? Or, how much will it cost together? Kolik to dělá dohromady? Dohromady means together. So now you can be sure you will not spend more than you have.
Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.